World War II was a conflict that engulfed the globe. It lasted from 1939 to 1945. The war involved most of the world's nations. They formed two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis. Over 70 million people lost their lives. The war began with Germany's invasion of Poland. Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor brought the United States into the conflict. Battles were fought in Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. World War II saw unprecedented levels of destruction. Cities were reduced to rubble. Entire populations were displaced. The atomic bomb changed warfare forever. Beyond the well-known battles and leaders, there are countless untold stories. These lesser-known narratives provide a more complete picture of the war. In the quiet countryside of Buckinghamshire, England, a secret war was being waged. Bletchley Park was the central site for British codebreakers during World War II. Here, a group of mathematicians, linguists, and puzzle solvers worked tirelessly. Their mission was to crack the German Enigma code. The Enigma machine was a complex encryption device. Breaking this code was crucial for the Allied war effort. At the heart of this effort was Alan Turing. Turing designed the Bombay machine to decipher Enigma encrypted messages. Thousands of people worked at Bletchley Park, many of them women. The work at Bletchley Park was shrouded in secrecy. It's estimated that their efforts shortened the war by 2 to 4 years. They saved countless lives. Yet their story remained largely unknown for decades after the war. It's a testament to the quiet heroism that often goes unrecognized in times of conflict. Far to the north, another lesser-known battle was being fought. The Arctic convoys were a vital lifeline during World War II. They transported supplies from Western allies to the Soviet Union. These convoys faced some of the most challenging conditions of the war. They navigated through treacherous Arctic waters. The convoys faced constant threat from German U-boats and aircraft. Icy temperatures could freeze equipment and men. Despite these challenges, the Arctic convoys persevered. From 1941 to 1945, about 1,400 merchant ships made the journey. They delivered over 4 million tons of supplies to the Soviet Union. These supplies were crucial in supporting the Soviet war effort against Nazi Germany. Over 3,000 Allied seamen lost their lives. The Arctic convoys represent the quiet determination and sacrifice of ordinary sailors. They risked everything to keep the vital supply lines open. In the skies over Eastern Europe, a unique group of pilots struck fear into the hearts of German soldiers. They were known as the Night Witches. These were the women of the 588th Night Bomber Regiment of the Soviet Air Forces. They flew daring nighttime bombing raids against the German invaders. The Night Witches flew outdated Polikarpov Po-2 biplanes. They would fly at night, cut their engines, and glide over their targets. The Germans likened the sound of their planes to sweeping brooms, hence the name Night Witches. These women faced immense challenges, flying in open cockpits in freezing temperatures. They had no radar, no guns, and no parachutes. Despite these obstacles, the Night Witches were remarkably effective. They flew over 30,000 missions during the war. They dropped 23,000 tons of bombs on German targets. Many of these women became highly decorated. The story of the Night Witches is a powerful reminder of women's contributions to the war effort. In the Pacific theater of World War II, the United States had a secret weapon. It wasn't a new type of bomb or aircraft. It was a group of Native American soldiers known as the Navajo Code Talkers. These men developed an unbreakable code based on their native language. The Navajo language was chosen for its complexity and obscurity. The Code Talkers developed a system using Navajo words for military terms. The code proved to be incredibly effective. It was faster and more accurate than machine encoding. The Japanese, who had broken other US military codes, were completely baffled. The Navajo code was used in every major operation in the Pacific. Despite their vital contribution, the Navajo Code Talkers remained unrecognized for many years. Their work was classified until 1968. It wasn't until 2001 that they received congressional gold medals. The story of the Code Talkers is a testament to the power of cultural diversity. In the annals of wartime deception, few operations match the audacity of Operation Mincemeat. This British intelligence plan misled the Germans about Allied invasion plans. It involved a corpse, a false identity, and a briefcase of fake documents. The corpse was given the identity of Major William Martin. The briefcase suggested an invasion of Greece and Sardinia. In reality, the Allies invaded Sicily. The Germans fell for the ruse, leaving Sicily vulnerable. Operation Mincemeat saved thousands of lives. In Nazi-occupied Poland, an extraordinary act of resistance took place. The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising of 1943 was the largest Jewish revolt during World War II. It was a desperate fight against overwhelming odds. The uprising lasted nearly a month. Established in 1940, the ghetto confined over 400,000 Jews. Conditions were horrific, with disease and starvation rampant. In 1942, the Nazis began deporting residents to death camps. On April 19, 1943, the final liquidation began. Jewish fighters, armed with smuggled weapons, fought back. They held out for nearly 4 weeks. The uprising was ultimately crushed. But their bravery inspired other resistance movements across Europe. The uprising remains a powerful testament to the human spirit. In the shadowy world of espionage, the British pulled off an extraordinary feat. They managed to turn every single German agent in Britain. This was the double-cross system. It was one of the most successful counterintelligence operations of World War II. The system fed false information to the Germans throughout the war. British intelligence identified and arrested German spies in the UK. Instead of executing them, they gave these agents a choice and become double agents or face execution. Many chose to switch sides. The British then used these turned spies to feed false information back to Germany. The double-cross system was incredibly complex, involving entire networks of fictional sub-agents. The system's greatest success came during the D-Day invasion. Double agents convinced the Germans that the main invasion would come at Calais, not Normandy. This deception was crucial to the success of the Allied landings. The double-cross system demonstrates how battles can be won through clever manipulation of the enemy's perceptions. As World War II raged across Europe, a unique unit fought to preserve the continent's cultural heritage. They were known as the Monuments Men. They were tasked with protecting and recovering artworks and cultural artifacts. The Monuments Men worked to track down these stolen treasures. Their work was often dangerous, operating close to the front lines. They recovered works by masters like Michelangelo, Rembrandt, and Da Vinci. Their efforts saved countless irreplaceable works of art and cultural artifacts. In the dense jungles of Burma, now Myanmar, one of the toughest campaigns of World War II was fought. The soldiers who fought here were part of what became known as the Forgotten Army. They battled not only the Japanese, but also disease, terrain, and extreme weather conditions. World War II was a conflict of unprecedented scale and complexity. The stories we've explored here represent just a fraction of the untold narratives from this era. History is shaped by countless acts of courage, ingenuity, and sacrifice of ordinary people. The codebreakers, Arctic convoy sailors, night witches, and Navajo code talkers played crucial roles. Their contributions, often made in secret, were vital to the Allied victory. As we look back, it's crucial to remember these untold stories. They honor the contributions of those who might otherwise be forgotten. By remembering these unsung heroes, we gain a deeper appreciation for the true cost and complexity of war.